Class 9 Visarga in Verses. In this class, I will show you and you will practice the way of pronouncing Visarga other than echoing the preceding vowel. This specifically applies to reading the verses, although it is not limited to it. So let us take a regular Sanskrit verse. Most Sanskrit verses are composed in 4 lines that are technically called quarters or padas. Let us now presume that each line ends on a word with a visarga. This is exactly what we have graphically presented here. The common practice is that you echo only the visargas that are at the end of the second and fourth quarters. The ones which are at the end of the first and third quarters, or somewhere in between the line, are not echoed. Okay? Here is a verse. Tell me now, which of the blue visargas will be echoed? Yes, the one at the end of the word vigraha. Vigrahaha. Because it is at the end of the second quarter or line. And had there been a visarga at the end of the fourth quarter, we would have echoed that too. But here, we don't have one. Now, what do we do with the other visargas that are at the end of the first and third quarters? And also those coming anywhere else in the verse. Basically, you have a choice here. So this is our option, to let out the air from your lungs silently, without echoing the vowel. So our words with visargas will sound like this. Ishvara. Please repeat. Ishvara. Then Parama. Parama. And Krishna. Krishna. Actually, it sounds almost as if you are about to echo the vowel, but at the last moment you don't. And one more word at the end of the third quarter, Govinda. Say again, Govinda. So let's do the whole verse in this way. Ishvara Paramah Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradar Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Let's do it once more. Ishvara Paramah Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. I'll repeat once more that this is a common practice. This means that you are not wrong if you echo each visarga you see in a verse. For example, South Indian chanters would prefer to echo any visarga regardless of its location in a verse. But basically, the logic behind our silent visarga option is that we don't want to break the meter of the verse, its inherent flow and rhythm. Just imagine if we were to echo each and every visarga in our verse. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Now compare it with the silent visarga style. Ishvara Paramah Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. The last sounds a bit smoother, isn't it? At least to my ear. Okay, let's see another verse. Tell me, according to the common practice, which of the visargas we should echo? Yes, the ones at the end of Kalmasha and Rata, because they are at the end of the second and fourth quarters of the verse. So for the other visargas, we let the air out without an echo. I suggest we now read the whole verse. It is a good practice for all the vowels and anusvara we know by now. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam Rishayah Kshina Kalmashaha Chinnadvaidhayatatmanah Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. Let's do it one more time. Labhante brahma nirvanam rishayah kshina kalmashaha Chinnadvaidhayatatmanah sarvabhuta hiterataha. As I said in the beginning, this practice of silencing the echo of the Visarga is not exclusive to verses. It is also practiced in mantras and sutras, for example. Okay, here's one famous mantra. And I will not be wrong to say Om Namah Shivaya, but as you probably have heard, the more common practice is Om Namah Shivaya. One more time. Om Namah Shivaya. Also, if you see a Visarga at the end of a sutra or a mantra, like here, you should echo it. Shantihi. And the other Visargas, we can definitely silence them down. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. Once more. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi. In other words, you treat a sutra as if it were the second or fourth quarter of a verse. You echo the Visarga at the end, and the other Visargas can be generally silent. Now, just as with the Anusvara, there are a few more things about the Visarga, but we'll cover them in the fourth section of the course. Let's summarize what we have learned in this class. Visargas at the end of the second and fourth quarters in a verse are echoed. Visargas elsewhere in a verse can be released without an echo. In sutras or mantras, it is the last Visarga that is echoed.